From the studios of KENW on the campus of Eastern New Mexico University, it's You Should Know, featuring the people and events of Eastern New Mexico and West Texas.
Welcome to You Should Know. I'm your host, Evelyn Ledbetter, and we have a really great performance today. My guest today is Katrina G, and along with her, the Rajasthani Caravan, and they are performing through the U.S., so we're going to find out about them. Katrina G, nice to have you here with me today.
Thank you so much, Evelyn. Glad to be here.
So how did you put this together, the dance and music group, the Caravan that you have, actually from India, and a little bit of their background? Can you talk about that?
Yes, so I was working with them right before lockdown and performing with them every day. So I selected these artists based on their skill and who they are as people.
And how did you meet them? Like, were you performing in person, or how did that work?
So I've been at this project since 2012. And I met this particular group because I was performing as the featured performer in the absence of my guru. So I was invited, and they were supporting me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I met them on stage.
Oh, very nice. So you literally went to India, right?
Yeah, I was living there.
For how long?
I had a 5-month contract, so I performed every night. And the musicians would change. It wasn't always the same people every day. Our drummer was there almost every day I was there, but the others just trickled through, so I got to meet a lot of people.
Very nice, very nice. And the group that's with you that performs today, can you tell us their names?
Yes, so the group is Ashraf Khan's group.
Okay.
So the singer is Ashraf, and the drummer's name is Jasu, and the other is Rajik, and the dancer's name is Pooja.
Okay, and just in visiting with them, they are young, and this is they're in their 20s. And they actually started doing this at what age?
Since birth.
So that is something they have done their whole lives, literally. And is this something that continues? Like you said, it's a really small village. Within like the desert of India, true?
Yes, they're in different villages. Well, Ashraf and Rajik are in Harba village, it's Jaisalmer district, and Jasu's in Girab, which is Barmer district. And those two districts are what make Kalakar colony. These are where the authentic folk Manganeer musicians are living. And Pooja is living in Jodhpur. She's coming from Kabilia community.
So a long trip when they travel. And this isn't the first time they've came to the United States, or it is?
These artists, it's their first. For me, it's the third time we're doing the Rajasthani Caravan tour. But these particular artists were selected for this tour.
How exciting.
Yes.
So lots of learning experiences on both sides.
Yes.
and the dancing and the musical performances and things, how does that, does it go over very, like our students and everybody in here have just been super interested in learning about the culture. Do you find that everywhere you travel?
Yes, because this isn't something you can see outside of India.
Right.
So people are like, what is this? I'm like, just come.
Just come and learn. And you had actually you do some workshops along with this,
yes,
correct? And,
yes.
And what do you do during those?
So we teach some rhythm with the kartal, and we also do some dance. So we do a little intro so people can get a taste. Mm-hmm. And then if they wish to pursue it, then I'm available. I take people to India. I do a 2-week trip in India where we go inside each artist's village, and they learn face to face, and it feels like you're part of the family on the trip.
Wow.
It's really cool.
So you are truly seeing the real life
yes.
in India, not just the big, huge cities and things like that. So they're going to perform for us. So what are they going to do first?
So first they're going to play a song called Ninderli. It's a folk song from Rajasthan. And what's really special about this particular item is Ashraf is showing his vocal range in alap. Alap is how they show the range of the voice.
Okay.
The scales.
Okay. So from highs to lows and
Yes.
everything in.
Yes.
And then you ladies, do you perform during this, or do you sit, or what do you do on this?
Well, we can do what we like, but depending on the situation, we're just clapping. Sometimes we might play Manjira.
And just kind of get in the mood and set that. And of course, your dress is beautiful. So,
Thank you.
well, I think they're about ready to come out and perform. So let's bring them out, and then we'll talk a little bit after they get done. So I'm excited. Yay.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
They are amazing.
Thank
That is so cool to see that up close and personal. So tell me a little bit, we were talking prior to them performing, but talking about the musical range and the different things. Tell me about the instruments that they each played.
Yeah, so the singer's playing harmonium, and then the name of the drum is called tolak. It's played on both sides, double-headed, and then the other artist is playing bapang and also kartal.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And the one, so, and then they learned this. Tell me about this. They start learning this when they're, you said from birth.
Yes.
And they just find the instrument that they typically enjoy, and just tell me about it.
Well, that's a very interesting question because you see them all playing their specific ones, but they're multi-talented. They can do all, you know. So, and Ashraf's family in particular, his father is who brought bapang to the community. He was just joking around one day and just played it. And he taught all the boys every instrument, you know. So it just depends. It's depends on the family and depends on the interest of the artist.
And their life has to be fairly meager of where their village, you said, is some of the villages are maybe 100 people.
Yes.
And so to go from that, and then who all do they perform for?
Oh my gosh, so many people. So speaking of their villages, they're living on Rajput land. So on demand, they have to perform for Rajput.
So can you put that in words that we would understand in America,
Yes.
like who that would be that they would be performing for?
Yeah, so this is just in particular to where their village is, because they're occupying space provided by the Rajput community. Rajput is a higher caste in Rajasthan. So if Rajput says, okay, you come perform, they have to go.
You do what they say. And
Yes.
the caste system, I remember
Yes.
learning that when I was a child, but levels, basically, it's more or less if you compared it to the royalty and different levels of status, correct?
Something like that, they don't like it.
No.
You know, they're relaxing, maybe, oh, you go. And they give them maybe $1. Yeah, for 3 hours. Yeah, like this. But outside of that, that's just in the home, you know, in the village. Otherwise, these artists have performed for great celebrities. Our drummer just performed an Ambani wedding. And this was a famous, the richest people in India, kind of like Kardashians of India.
Okay. That low.
Yeah, high level. And also Ashraf and Rajak just recently performed for Amitabh Bachchan. He's like a high level celebrity. And they also perform for Satguru. They perform for many, many celebrities. They perform for the king inside the palace. So the tourists only see the tourist side of the city palace in Udaipur. The artists go inside. And from what I understand, the walls are covered in gold.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so they see things we don't get to see.
That's true, and hopefully they get paid more than $1.
Well, they don't get paid as well as they should. You know, otherwise they wouldn't be living the way they are. You know, very
right.
simple.
And yet it's such a part of their culture, and that truly is what's being shown through their music and through their dance, correct? Is storytelling and folk
Yes.
stories and things like that?
Yes, a lot of stories, a lot of stories.
So you guys are going to do a dance for us now. Can you kind of give us a little bit of a teaser of what it is?
Yeah, so the dance is Kabilia. So this is a original snake charmers dance. So it's coming from Kabilia community. The dancers are not of the same community of the musicians. So the movement's like snake, because Kabilia are not allowed to do their practice of catching cobras anymore. So the way they make their money is by doing the dance. So they're cooking the food and bringing the money in.
Doing everything.
Everything.
And so the ladies are actually the snakes in their performance, right, that they're dancing to.
Yes, the action
So-
is snake-like.
And you're going to perform in this one as well, right, Katrina G?
Yes, and this costume is a traditional Kabilia costume.
Okay, well, let's have you guys perform, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it in just a moment.
Great, thanks.
That got my heart rate up, and I know we had to take a little bit of time for your heart rate to go down.
Yes.
That's amazing. So before we had the dance and watched that, the colorfulness and everything, how amazing. Tell me about the costume. This has to weigh a lot of weight, all the beading and decoration and everything.
Yeah, it's very heavy. We have to practice in it. Otherwise, if you get on stage, you can't move. It's very, very heavy. My students, when they first try it, they're like, no.
No, I'm not doing
I
it.
said, yes, you have to. Yeah.
And in the village, do they make them themselves? Do they make the designs and everything?
This particular costume comes from Jodhpur, and we all know the tailor by the name Muli ji. And I recently learned there's 4 different tailors that have something to do with this costume. The Kabylia only put these accents on. They do all the little, they call it lumba, tassels.
Okay.
All the little pieces. So after it's been through all these embroidery guy, stitching guy, all this. So it's not a low price, you know.
Can I ask what something like this would cost in American dollars?
The American dollars, so at least 500. Some
Okay.
are even up to 1,000.
And the exchange rate, I haven't looked, but the
80
dollars,
rupees to the dollar.
so that's a large amount.
Yes, and you know, shipping and all.
And is there certain things that symbolize certain parts of their culture within the costume? Or is it just decorative? Do you know?
I don't know much more about that. I
Okay.
mean, they haven't really talked about it.
Right.
You would think that would have come up in the last 20 so years. But
Leave it to me.
I think the whole point is it's looking like a snake.
Okay. And the
Yeah.
colorfulness and everything that goes with it.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have patches. They'll have peacocks, elephants, and camels because these are popular animals of their region.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like decorative. Because we were talking earlier, no, folk is more folk stories. It's not meaningful like the classical dances.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it literally is storytelling and telling
Yes.
their history and things like that.
Yes.
Is this something in celebration that everybody joins in and dances and sings and enjoys the performance as well?
Well, like when we perform, the tourists come. So I was mentioning to you before that tourists will go on their camel safari, and they're Indian tourists.
Okay.
Once in a while, you'll see some non-Indians, and then after their camel safari, they come to the resort and see the show. And at the end of the show, everybody dances.
And
Yeah.
just has a good time.
Yeah, but really, this dance, if you see the program, anywhere across the U.S. when we're on tour, people can't stay in their chairs.
You have to get up and move, don't
Yeah,
you?
we have no rules. Like, if you want to dance, dance.
And is this what would be considered literally their job? This is how they make money,
This
is
is
through the dance?
all they know. Not all of them have even gone to school. Like Ashraf and Rajak have gone up to grade 9.
Okay.
Jasu did no school. It's rare that any of them have gone to school. It's changing now, but these are 7th generation. It's by oral tradition they're learning this art, and this is all they know.
And if it's not passed down from one generation to another, you lose that
Right.
along with it.
Right.
That's very interesting that, 7 generations.
Yes.
When you think about America, we're such a young country.
Yes.
And this has continued on for forever, basically. So,
Right. But there's some kind of endangerment here because Bollywood and the DJs kind of take away their income.
okay.
So on the wedding parties, people are wanting Bollywood, all this, and so it's a struggle for them.
Wow.
So they were really excited that we care about the folk art here.
Sure. Well, There's one more performance that they're going to do. So can you kind of give us a quick intro on that?
Yes, they're playing morchang. We know it in our folk culture as jaw harp. So it's just iron thing that they put between their teeth, and they're using their breath and twanging sort of a side piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think they told me that that was how when they were herding flocks and things like that, that's what they did to bring their animals to them. And then that got changed, that was changed over to a musical element.
Another joke. Somebody's like, oh, let's
Just
play
out there
music
messing
on
around.
it. Because it only had one tone, just dong, dong, like this, calling, I don't know which animal it was, but, but they learned how to play scales on it.
Oh, wow. Well, let's get them to come in and
Yes.
perform this and give our viewers a chance to see what we're talking about.
Yes, thank you.
Amazing performances. I'm so happy that you guys came in and did this for us. And so to summarize, we don't have a lot of time, but something you would like to emphasize real quick before we run out of time?
Yeah, just come to the show, take their online classes, come to India, just support these lovely people. There's no auto-tune required, and a lot of love.
Well, and tell me how we can reach out to them. Do they have social media or a website or something like that?
Yeah, you can connect to us through Rajasthani Caravan. and we're on all platforms.
Okay. And so I know that's where I came up with your information, and they were playing performance here at the university, and then you're traveling on through a big chunk of the U.S. and doing performances all along the way, correct?
Yes,
So
all over.
and so yeah, obviously it's something to get on there and look at the website and learn about the culture and dig into this more. I know it just piqued my interest, so I'm going to dig in a lot harder.
Great, great.
So it's great having you here and being with us today, and look forward to seeing some performances later on.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
having us.
And to all of you, thank you for being with us today. We will see you next time. Cheers.